In this video, we will be replacing the garbage disposal in this sink. If we take a look underneath the sink, we can see that the garbage disposal is on the left side of the sink, and that then drains into the piping on the right side of the sink. It is estimated that this particular garbage disposal has been in service for about 8 to 10 years. If we run water in the sink and take a look at the bottom of the garbage disposal where our power cord enters into the unit, we can see that it is dripping water quite substantially. Now that's never a good sign when we have water dripping where an electrical connection is. If this situation occurs, you want to make sure you unplug your garbage disposal immediately. Now sometimes when it appears as though it's leaking from the bottom, it is actually leaking from the drain connection or the dishwasher inlet connection. It's always good practice to check these first just by running your hand underneath it, just to verify that they're dry. This particular one, both these connections are dry and we're still leaking out of the bottom. And this tells me that there's a good chance that the casing inside the garbage disposal rusted through. As I take a look at the side of the current garbage disposal, I can see that it is a 5/8 horsepower heavy-duty garbage disposal. I'm going to use this number to help me choose a new garbage disposal. I logged on to Amazon.com and took a look at the reviews and ratings of different garbage disposals. This particular one got pretty good ratings, and it is a 3/4 horsepower garbage disposal, which is very comparable to the disposal that we're replacing. To remove the old disposal, we first want to disconnect the drain pipe. Now, depending on how tight that was put on, you might need a pipe wrench or channel locks to help you loosen that fitting, and then we can remove that. To ensure I have plenty of access, I'm also going to remove the other side of that drain pipe. I'm also going to loosen the dishwasher inlet hose, and I am using a 7mm socket. We should then be able to slip that hose off by twisting it. Next, we're going to remove the disposal from the sink flange by using a screwdriver and placing that through the mounting ring and rotating that. Once that becomes loose, the garbage disposal will probably fall, so you want to make sure you have that supported. To remove the remaining mount system, we need to look up underneath the sink and locate the 3 mount screws that is holding the rest of our components together. These 3 screws we're going to loosen with a flathead screwdriver. To remove these pieces, we need to locate the mounting ring, and we are going to take a flathead screwdriver to pry this ring down, and then we should be able to remove our pieces. Once our old unit is removed, we can remove all the pieces from our new garbage disposal. And inside this new unit, we have a lot of the extra pieces that we're going to be needing. As you disassemble the mount assembly, it's important to keep track of the order that the pieces go in. And you can always reference the installation manual if you forget. If we had a stainless steel sink we would use the rubber gasket underneath the sink flange, but because we do not have a stainless steel sink, we're going to be using some plumber's putty to help seal that sink flange. To install the sink flange, we want to first clean off the existing plumber's putty with a rag. If it's real tough, you can use a plastic spoon to help you scrape that. I've rolled some plumber's putty into a rope, and I'm going to place that over my sink opening and just press that lightly into place, making sure I cover the entire opening. At this point, I'm going to install the sink flange into the opening. I'm going to make sure that my lettering is nice and lined up just for aesthetic purposes. And I'm going to press that down so that any excess plumber's putty squeezes out. Taking a look at our sequence of pieces, we are now going to slip on the fiber gasket from underneath the sink and then screw the support ring onto the sink flange. And make sure that's good and tight. And then we will place our mount ring over the sink flange and hold that in place while installing the cushion mount. Because my setup is slightly different than what the installation manual suggests, I'm going to use the existing drainage components as well as some of the components that the manufacturer included with the garbage disposal to make this drain assembly. To connect the new garbage disposal to the mount, you want to line up the garbage disposal under that mounting assembly and line up the grooves and turn the mounting ring so that it locks into place with the tabs on the garbage disposal. Next, you can tap the mounting ring ears with a hammer or use a screwdriver and help turn that mounting ring until it is in its locked position. And then we need to reconnect the drain line. And we don't want to forget the dishwasher hose. But before you install the dishwasher drain hose, you need to make sure that you knock out the dishwasher plug. If you leave that plug in, it will prevent the dishwasher from being able to drain. After you've knocked out that plug, you can go ahead and install the dishwasher hose. At this point, we can clean any excess plumber's putty off of the sink flange, and then we'll want to fill this up with water and check for leaks. We'll also want to run water through all of the pipes to make sure there are no leaks at any of the fittings. Since there were no leaks, we can plug in our new garbage disposal and test it out.